Hello, I'm Timothy Welbeck. I'm an attorney. I'm a contributing writer and a lecturer of African American Studies. I primarily teach at Temple University. And today I'm here with ODAP and speaking to their Players Leadership Summit Symposium. And I've been brought here by their founder, Ms. V. And here I've been struck just by the depth of awareness and the drive and determination of the young men who've been gathered, and also just their insights both into themselves and to the world at large. I've been very impressed with the men who've been gathered, so that speaks well just of Ms. V's leadership even, and signaling the right people to assemble for something like this. And I've also just been struck by the power of what's happening here. What we see here is this idea of young men being taught how to be positive role models, to be responsible men, to be leaders in their communities, leaders on their team, but to also then become more aware of the epidemic of sexual violence, domestic violence, and not only to be more aware of it, but to learn means in which to prevent it. You don't often see that with youth. We often wait until young men are ingrained in their psyche to be sexist and misogynist and to engage in damaging behavior. We often see access to resources for prevention later. But it's imperative that young men are taught these things early, because these ideas that formulate into behavior later are formed at very young ages. So it's important for young men to hear that part of being a responsible man and part of being a leader is honoring women, not engaging in violence against them, and to not only not do it myself, but to prevent other people around me from engaging in that behavior too. That's critical, particularly for our society. So I'm honored to be a part of what's happening here. I'm glad that it's happening. I want to see it continue happening, and particularly with athletes who are some of the more influential people on their campuses and in their respective communities. People listen to them. The schools give them more attention and more visibility, and so they're approached as people whom the rest of the campus should listen to. So you've got a pool of leaders to tap into, and who are often even given privileges sometimes that allow them to circumvent rules and governance. So because they've got these privileges, they need to understand that with power, with privilege comes responsibility. And so I'm glad to see that here. I hope it continues. It's my prayer that it continues, and that other people begin sending their players and their young men here as well.